Refresh. Not yet. Let's see, is it working? Oh, it's working. Okay. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties here with, it's always something. Oh, it's working. Okay. And it sounds like my voice is not Mickey Mouse, so we're good. Did anything come in from earlier, or are we, it just started now. Okay, we're good. There was an issue with technical issues. Let's see, make sure it's working. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's my voice. So you have to always adjust the kilohertz thing because, yeah. And the thing is, sometimes it seems to work when it's on 44.1, and sometimes when it's like 45. So you really just don't know. Oops, this is coming off. I broke this thing too. How are you folks? It's Friday. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I am glad it is Friday. Oh boy. Sometimes you just need Friday. Excuse me. Sneezing. You know what that means, folks? It means it's time for some coffee. Come on, stop rotating here. Thing. All right. Oh, and then of course the extension cord is somehow too short today, so I will fix that. Oh, I tell you, some days it just takes a little bit longer, doesn't it, folks? Some days just takes a little bit longer. Oh, come on, cords. It's amazing how many cords you have to have for just a simple thing like this. I'm just gonna put it through here. Wrap the cords around too much, now the extension cord is too short. Alrighty. How are all you guys doing? I know there's some people out there. Sorry again for the delay. How was your week? How was your time? Actually, I think it's been a couple weeks since we've had a stream. I don't think we did one last week, did we? Yeah. Let's see, is that good? So, here we go. Hey, Mike. Yeah, good. This is good. My week was good, all things considered, you know. Pretty good, yeah, it was good. Busy. So I'm not doing a lot of traveling, obviously, because of, you know, the whole world being shut down for the most part. But I am doing, I've been crazy busy with just busy with teaching and recording YouTube videos. This week I made a thing for the Hilton Head International Piano Competition is having their fundraiser gala festival thing, but it's all virtual this year. So I recorded stuff for that and edited that. And I agree, thank God it's Friday, but PM here, so 1 o'clock. Oh, yeah. 1 o'clock sounds nice. It's a little early for me. It's only 9:43 in the morning. So I think I'll wait a little bit on that. But I've got my coffee. And Stella made me it's like coffee with creamer, French vanilla, and cinnamon. So it's sweet. I usually have coffee as black as night, but this is pretty good too. Let's see, let me make sure I got everything in order. So this week, I think I'm gonna, for PPC, I'm going to be, sorry, all this stuff I have to messages coming in and all kinds of stuff, hang on. Make sure I got everything squared away before we start. Work on the Schumann. I think we've worked on the Schumann first movement before, and maybe a little bit of second movement. Third movement, I think we've even played it through. It's still super rough, especially the third movement, but I want to kind of get that under my fingers, and then I can put it away. I don't have any plans to play it anytime soon, but it's a good one to have. So if I can get it kind of good enough, then I can learn. I've learned it, and then I can play it someday, and then polish it up if the opportunity comes. Okay, just 1 second. right. Okay. 12:44 here in South Africa. Sorry about that. It's always stuff that comes up, and you gotta be like responding. People oftentimes wonder. Like, oh, people think a lot of times that like my life is a lot of it's playing the piano. That's not the case. I spend more time doing piano-related things in my office in front of my computer than I do in front of a piano. And it sounds counterintuitive, but I think that's probably the way it is with a lot of things. Not just piano, but for me at least, I spend more time writing emails and planning things and uploading and editing and doing that kind of stuff, doing that kind of thing, than I spend practicing the piano or playing the piano. So the vast majority of the work that goes into like what I do is not even in front of a piano. It's really weird. But anyway, all right. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, expectations versus reality. Isn't that a thing? Like, let's just go down. No, okay, we're good. We're good. You know, expectations versus reality, where it's like, there's like a meme or something. Expectations versus reality. Hang on just a second. One last thing, and then we're good. I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb mode. All right. Oh, it's always something, isn't it? Playing music, that'll help. So today, just playing music. Did I say TGIF? TGIF. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I think it's probably a lot of things are like that, where it's like you expect people in their heads, they think something is one way, but in reality it's not. Piano, music, pretty much everything probably is like that to some degree. You know, people have this idea in your head that if you're a musician or you're a whatever, that you're just playing music all day and jamming out. No. That's what it's like. I need more coffee. Coffee helps. What I need is some of maybe I need some of Greg's wine, but it's not PM here, so I can't. Or what is it? I was on a plane one time and a guy introduced me to coffee Baileys. I didn't know that was a thing. So I was on a flight somewhere one time and I was sitting and we were getting our. They were asking us what we wanted, and they're like, the guy was like, I said, oh, I'll have a coffee. It was in the morning sometime. It's like, I'll have a coffee, and the guy next to me is like, oh, I'll have a Bailey coffee. And I was like, well, what's that? And so I said, I'll have what he's having. And then they brought it, and it was okay. It's a little sweet for me, and I'm not drinking in the morning is, I don't know. Anyway. Is that a real drink, like Bailey's coffee? Is that like a thing? I guess it is. I guess if you don't have anything to do for a while and you're just on the plane, I guess you can have it. A lot of people also in the mornings will get Bloody Marys on planes. Like that's a very common go-to drink, Bloody Mary on a plane. The thing with me is when I'm on a plane, oftentimes when I land, I have to get a car and drive somewhere. And so you have to make it so you have to make sure that you're not like drunk when you land, right? Because you have to be able to drive. So you have to time it. So if it's a really long flight, then you can like, you know, figure out a way to drink on the earlier end, and then then you'll be like, and not too much, of course, so that when you're landing, you're completely sober. But like, you can't like have like a drink right before you land, because then, that's a problem. You can't do that if you have to drive. But on long flights, especially like when you're flying overseas, then it can help you kind of just like sleep. All right, so let's look at the Schumann. If you guys have questions and stuff, of course, just chat it up in the live stream. I don't know how long we're gonna do today. We'll see. But we're gonna do the Schumann today. Opus 54, A minor, Schumann Concerto. So we've played this a few times. Again, I think we did the first movement maybe a couple times. Second movement briefly once. This is very, very, very new. I don't even know how it sounds. I don't think I've ever listened to the Schumann Concerto in its entirety, I'm afraid to admit. The first movement I listened to like Martha Argerich, beautiful playing. The second and third one, I don't think I've ever actually heard what it's like with an orchestra, but that's okay for now, and I can listen later sometime. But it's all very new, and the music is super new. So my reading is very bad, especially the notes, because I'm bad at sight reading. But it's coming along, so I want to take little bits and pieces and kind of focus on like working in the notes and getting into my muscle memory. So one thing that I found is that, you can kind of approach things two ways, or a combination of the two, when you're learning new music, and you can't. It might apply to everyone, not just people like me who can't like sight read very well. So you can just like kind of read through the whole thing. But the problem with like super slowly, and that takes a long time, like you just read through first the beginning to the end of like a movement of a piece. But then the thing is, like, you'll oftentimes forget what the beginning was, shortly after you played it, because you're playing so slow and you don't really hear the melodies very well and stuff, because you're playing so slow and so choppy, and you're like counting ledger lines and stuff like that. And then basically keep doing that over and over again, like over practice sessions and stuff like that. And then eventually it kind of comes. And or you can basically just take a small section, like a page or a few bars, like a few measures or something, and then learn that, and then really get that in your fingers, so that it's easy to play that one faster, because all you're doing is focusing on just a few lines or maybe a page or a little section, and then you can kind of take the next section, do the same thing, and then build it that way. So you might, that might work well. The flip side of that is, maybe you could counter argue that, oh, well, if you do that, then you don't get the big picture of the piece so well. Maybe not, I don't know. Or you can do a combination of stuff, which is kind of what I've been doing lately. At the beginning, I was kind of just going through the whole thing, and, slowly. But yesterday, I took it kind of a little bit at a time. So let's start with the third movement, because that's the roughest for me. That's the one that I can't play the most. That's the most bad. The most bad. Let me know how the mic levels are too, especially when I play the piano. I don't want it to like, I'll turn it down a little bit. I don't want it to like max out for you. So let me know how it sounds. If it sounds choppy or something, while I'm playing it, let me know. Because I want you, because I know a lot of people want to hear what I'm saying, like with my voice too. Let me actually put this up here. Oh, I need to buy a new one of these little mounts. I broke the mount tightening it too much. A little cheap piece of plastic. Let's put it this way. Sorry about the noises I'm sure it's making because I'm touching the mic. All right, don't rotate on me, just stay there. That might actually make it sound a little clearer. All right, let's try the third movement. This is Allegro vivace. So let me know how the thing sounds. So that's kind of like the main theme. So let's really break this down. hang on, let me, I have to do the timestamp thing too, don't I? So what are we at right now? We're at like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'll do the timestamps. 15. Actually, let's say 14 because I started playing a little bit ago. And this is Schumann Concerto in A minor, movement 3. All right. Good. All right. So it's almost like horns. Horns. Why is my? This is too far down. Let's move this up a little bit. There we go. It's almost like horns or trumpets. And then the fingering is weird too. Sounds great. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, yeah. Let me know if the mic is too high or low for either voice and or other stuff. Oh, Mike Road Trip and Mike. We have two mics here. We actually play or talk the entire time. It's going to be a combo. So this is definitely not a welcome, Mike Daniels. If you, I'm not sure if Mike Daniels. There's two mics. I'll say Mike Road Trip and Mike Daniels. So Mike Daniels, we actually play or talk the entire time. It'll be a combination. So this is not a like a performance. It's a PPC, practice piano with Charlie. So this is literally just me practicing and talking with all you guys out there. So it's like people ask questions. It's me practicing lots of wrong notes. It's just like working through stuff. So people can. So sometimes people just like listening to the practicing. I mean, even though like it'll sound not great. And other people can get ideas maybe about like how they might practice a section. It's kind of like that. So it's like a master class / practice / learning / shooting the breeze. Yeah, so it'll be like talking and playing and stopping and talking, that kind of a thing. That's what a PPC is. Yeah, welcome, Mike Daniels. Greg, this piece of music was used in film called Madame Suska, who was a teacher of a child prodigy who was persuaded by a pushy promoter to perform before he was ready. Not a bad film. Madame Suska. I haven't seen that. Did not know that was that. Very cool. We need to have an animated talk. The more you know. All right. Section. That was okay. So we got. So we got. One section first. So we've got the first. So this is, it says D here. So if anyone's following along, D. By the way, I don't know if people are interested in following along. If you want to and you don't have the music, there's this website called imslp.org, and a lot of public domain music like this is available for download, like PDF for free. It's basically like a Wikipedia of sheet music. So some things are open source, public domain, whatever, in certain countries and not in others. Sometimes they're all over the place open, sometimes it's not. So like you aren't gonna find, I don't think you'll find like the Rhapsody in Blue there because that's not public domain yet. But this one probably is. And you probably won't find the exact same version I have because that might be copyrighted somehow because, I don't know, but there'll be other versions that'll have the notes. Do you have trouble not vocalizing when you're actually performing? Serious question. No, I don't usually make any noises performing when I in a concert. I don't sing in a concert. It's just fun to do it when I'm practicing. What I do though, in terms of when I'm playing like not classical, like pop or rock, then I'll make like sounds, and I've done that since I was a kid, and that's like drum sounds, like cymbals. You know, it's like if I'm playing, yeah. So I'll make those kinds of sounds when I'm playing like pop music or rock music. But when I'm playing classical music, I very rarely, sometimes, but I don't really sing much at all. It's just like when I practice, I do much more. Yeah. Good question, Tom. All right. Let's do that part again. Measure 161. Okay, so then it starts going into the arpeggio section. Let's just take that one. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 measures. In charge of vocalizing. Yep. So again, I don't know this piece in terms of like how even the orchestra, how the third movement's supposed to sound. But generally speaking, when something happens like a second time the exact same way, you almost never want to play it the exact same way twice. So one common way of fixing that is to echo the second time. So I think this might be a good place to do it. So it goes. So it goes the second time, you can get quiet. Almost. Counter melody in the left hand, right? Right there. first 16 measures are okay. I've noticed that this piece, especially, well, just this piece in general, has like really awkward hand stuff. And it's not like it's like crazy hard, like notes wise. It's just like awkward, and it's just awkward. A lot of it's awkward. So the fingering you have to do is awkward, and it's not perfect. Like sometimes you have to do like funky fingering, and there's like just no other way around it. It's just some of the piece is a little awkwardly written. So we got it's coming. So we've got song, Molly. Molly came and said hi. Oh, there we go. Oh, what are you doing? Say hello. How are you? You good girl? Oh, hey, Rashad. Dotted rhythms. Oh yeah, so slow practicing. Slow practice. I think I've talked about this ad nauseum. Slow practicing is practicing slow, doing it different ways, including short, long, short, dotted rhythms, all that stuff. Okay, it's coming. Today I'm not trying to get it perfect. I mean, I just want to improve, hopefully. And sometimes you don't really improve. Sometimes you get worse. But maybe that's improving. Because maybe you had to get worse to get better. I don't know. Philosophical. Definitely better than it was a few days ago. All right. Can't stay long, but I hope the end result gets posted because I can tell it's going to be all bright. Oh, thank you. End result gets posted. I don't know if it will be posted. I don't know if I'm going to get it to that stage eventually. It's not going to be today. It's not going to be perfect today by any means. Just hopefully a little better. The thing with posting. Posting, one reason why I don't have a lot of orchestral uploads, I have some on my channels. Check it out. Like recently, like the Bergen Philharmonic and stuff. And but the reason why I don't have very many classical like orchestra concerts, big orchestras, is because I can't. And so because there's all those people, a lot of times the big orchestras are unionized and they have very, very strict rules about what can be posted and what can't be. So even if it's me playing as the guest artist, I can't post it. And so a lot of times it's not even it's not even recorded at all. So a lot of big concert orchestras might not even record, many of their concerts, if any. And if they do, you can't post it. And even if they do, sometimes they'll give me like an archival recording, so I can have a recording of my performance with them, but it's like under strict stipulation that I cannot share it with anyone, put it on the internet, things like that. So basically the only time you can do it, post it on the internet, is if it's like a non-unionized orchestra, where it's allowed. Or if the union orchestra members vote on it, they have to have like a special vote and then allow it to be released for something. But I don't think they usually do that. I think I've heard when they've had orchestral votes, it's like if they'll let me have a copy of the recording. Not even if I can release it, but like, can Charlie have a copy of the recording, or can the guest artist have a copy of the recording, vote on it. And if it's a yes, then you can get an archival recording, but you're not allowed to like post it anywhere. So it's really strict, which kind of sucks because like, obviously I'd like to be able to post videos of like big orchestra concerts, but it's not often possible. So you can do it with non-unionized orchestras, but the big orchestras are almost all, probably they are all unionized, and they have very strict restrictions. They have very strict restrictions on what you can post and what you can't. Yeah. So that's the short answer of why. Maybe it's not so short. That's the answer of why I can't basically put many orchestra concerts online of me playing, which sucks because those are really, really cool. Yeah. So in a case like this, the final product would have to be either me playing it by myself, which doesn't sound as good because there's, half of it's missing, and or with an orchestra, but a lot of things would have to fall into place exactly for that to be able to go up, right? It would have to be, I'd have to give the concert with an orchestra. So, I'm not scheduled to play this one right now. I'm just learning it because it's a piece that's played often and I might play it in the future. If you have to do it, it would have to be recorded, and I would have to get the rights to put it on the internet. And so probably 2 out of the 3 of those won't happen. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not ideal, but but there's some orchestra stuff online, so check it out on my YouTube. All right, so let's move on to the next section first. Next section, folks. But I need more coffee. Hang on, let me get more coffee. Coffee makes you feel better. Actually, I already have some poured into this. I'm gonna pour it in my fancy cup. Look at this fancy cup I get to use. This is Stella's cup. So Stella's friend sent Stella these cups. Look at this. Isn't that fancy? I mean, it's dirty now because I've been like drinking out of it, but look at that. Isn't that fancy? Look at that. That's a fancy cup. It's a German cup. Villeroy and Boch. Made in Germany. Well, that's fancy. If you're right-handed, it fits very well. If you're left-handed, you're kind of out of luck. It doesn't. You have to use it with your right hand. All right. Measure 200 and something. Spot to just work on. Let's turn the light on. 220 something, where the right hand fingering is funky. Oh, 2 pianos. Well, then you have to find someone to play it with you, and you have to have 2 pianos, and yeah, I don't know. 2 pianos. This doesn't sound very good. I don't know. I mean, you can do it with 2 pianos. I did a lot of 2 piano concerto type things. It's good for learning to, like, if you want to learn how the orchestral part is, you can play, and it's good to kind of learn the orchestral part and stuff, and how it's supposed to sound with you and how you're supposed to sound with them. But I mean, it doesn't sound as good as an orchestra. I don't know. Does it sound better than playing it by yourself? Maybe because there's no gaps. I don't know. Okay. I'm sure you can find a full version of this piece on YouTube. Tom, there's so much copyright stuff on there, they should call it Pirate Tube. Shiver me timbers, Greg. That's funny. There's, yeah, you can find, this piece will be online, you know, you can find like the Schumann Concerto online, totally. I watched the Martha Argerich first movement of it online. But you know, again, those things are very, very closely monitored by the orchestra and the orchestra and the people and all that stuff. And YouTube is like, they're pretty strict with a lot of stuff. Like my best performing video was something I uploaded a long time ago. It was the Blue Danube Waltz. It's got like, how many views does it have now? Blue Danube Waltz. And it was back when I was like monetized before they changed the thing, and I got demonetized, and then I got remonetized since then. Blue Danube Charlie Albright. So that one has 211,000 views. I earned 0 from it. Maybe I earned a few dollars like 7 years ago, but I earned nothing from it. It's not monetizable. So I contacted YouTube, and they don't know, and they can't reset it. And they keeps giving me generic answers like, oh, YouTube's monetization policies. I was like, well, it's me playing it. It's my recording. It's public domain music composed in the 1800s. Like I have all the rights to the video. And then, well, oh, you didn't submit the required documents in time. It's like, well, can I submit them now? No. I mean, it's just so whatever. I think I vaguely remember something years ago where they wanted me to prove that it was mine. I think I probably tried to, but they determined that it wasn't mine, and so I just don't get any of the money, even though it's like the best performing video. So whatever. Yeah, there's some funky stuff, folks. section. This section has really a lot of weird fingering too. A lot of like cross. It's just weird. A lot, and then some of this part here, like sometimes you have to play the octave with your left hand, and then sometimes you have to play the bottom note with your right hand. It's weird. It's like a statement. Pencil. Down. Like the fingering here is 2, 1, 2 something, right? It's just weird. You play the first note with your left hand, and then now you play the first note with your right hand, and you play the last with your right hand. I don't know if you need to do that, do you? Let's see. Maybe not. You don't need to play it the way they have it there. That's just editor suggestions. D natural. Good enough for today. Moving on, moving on. Another awkward fingering. 2, 1. There we go. A little bit more twinkle, Charlie. first one starts with left hand playing the bottom, right hand playing the top. The second one, left hand plays both, and then the right hand joins in the second note. And the same thing happens the third time. Right notes, yep. Look at this. So in the right hand, you got 1, 2, 4, 5, 5, 4. That's or 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4. That's just weird. I don't know. Is there a better way? I'd probably do 5, 3. Or you could do his 2-1 method. That's weird too. I mean, like, it's just the way this piece is written is very weird. Like, I mean, awkward for hand position and stuff. We're in the recap, folks. If you're following along, different key. Makes it harder. You don't know the notes. All right, so let's do that. So earlier it was D, I think, right? Wasn't it D that was that part? It was in a different key. It was in... Now it's D, and now we're in M. I don't know where we are now. I lost my spot. M. What did we say earlier about when you have something repeated, folks? Do it differently usually the second time. One way is to make it quieter. Echo. If you can play the notes, that is. Too. So I want you to play this with your left hand and then alright, section again. Same spot as earlier, but just different key. Ow. Cheap lead. Yeah. All right, let's try again. coming. It's coming. Slow this down because I don't know. I don't know any of this piece, but. No. So a lot of this is just recap. It's just the same stuff as earlier, but different key. C minor, yep. Read the notes. Right down B minor. It's kind of an out of the blue transition. Also jumps down there, which is kind of weird. Gone arrow down. Alright. More. It's like if you're sick on a merry-go-round or something. Or like the Viking ship. look at the fingering they suggest. 5, 1, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4, 1. Probably 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, or 5, 5, 4, or 5, 5. It's just really weird fingering. Even the editors couldn't figure out a way to make this less weird and awkward to play. Okay. Let's see if I can. What if we did 2 down there? I don't know. Something like that. Okay. And made some progress. A few days ago, I couldn't barely play the notes. I still can't barely play the notes, but I can barely play them a little bit less barely. All right. Number 2. Moving backwards. The second movement is a short one. All right, this coffee is freezing cold. I need some new coffee. So what else is up, all you people out there in the interwebs? What's this? No plans at the moment. All right. Okay, let's do the second movement now. After I get my coffee, I want some new coffee. I want hot coffee. Hot coffee! Coffee is hot. Oops, and I'm dripping all over the place. Good going, Charlie. All right. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at the second movement now. This says intermezzo, andantino grazioso. There we go. Should we do a different camera angle for this one, just to vary things up a bit? Let's do that. It's gonna be crazy today. It's Friday. Whoop, there we go. Put this down. Let's bring this over. How do we do kind of a side angle? Should we do that? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do side angle today. We'll be living on the edge. Well, the delay today seems very low. Like when I clap and I'm watching myself, it's only like a couple seconds, something like that. All right, second movement. Oh, let's start that again, shall we? Before we start, timestamp, Charlie. 1:06:30. 1:06:30. This is the, not Schumann, it's Schumann. Movement 2. All right. Last time. Pianos have to do this a lot. This kind of thing. That's it. That's the second movement. That's all there is. All there is. Actually, let me hear. That's okay. Yeah, that's all there is. That's pretty good. Oh, mute. There we go. Now, that's it. It's like a little minuet. I mean, they do call it an intermezzo. Yeah. It's very short, almost like a connector movement between the first and the last one. This part, like when it does this kind of a thing, it feels very much like a Schubert, or I don't know, like a Schubert, chamber music piece or something. The piano is like always doing, or I mean, not even just Schubert, like classical chamber music. Pianos like oftentimes do that. I can't talk today. Oftentimes do that. Yeah. What's your guys' favorite concerto? My favorite one is, I don't know if I have a favorite one. There's a few I like. I like Tchaikovsky. I like Tchaikovsky. I really like the Shostakovich Second. I like the Grieg Concerto a lot. It's one of my favorites. I like romantic concertos. They're just schmaltzy and beautiful, I think. Let's try the second one more time. We need that. Was so muddy. Almost. Still a little loud at the end. Better. That was pretty good. That's it. Second movement. Cleaned up a few spots. Ravel left hand. I haven't played that one. I played the Ravel. Is it G major or F major? I always get confused. I think G major. Is it Ravel G major? I'm pretty sure it's G. I always get confused G major and F major. Ravel G major. Yeah, G major. I played that one a ton. I went on tour with that once with the BBC Concert Orchestra. And I also play it just in general pretty frequent. I think I played it in Omaha. I played it in all over the place. I play that one a lot. But not the left-hand concerto. Rachmaninoff. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Doesn't he have a fourth one? I think there's a fourth concerto that no one knows about. Piano Concerto number 4. Yeah, there is a fourth piano concerto. Everyone knows number 2. Oh no, that's wrong. That's wrong piece. Everyone knows 2, and everyone knows like 3. No, that's 2 also. The 3 is the one that goes. It's like number 3. Well, my playing by ear version of number 3. Rashad is probably the second one. It's the one that goes where the Molly sings to, you know. And then the second one is the one that sounds like All By Myself. That one. It's like when I was young, I never needed anyone. You know, I'm not gonna sing. You'll all leave. I can't remember what key it's in. And then the last movement is like the. I've always said that like the second movement of the rock piano concerto. I knew the Celine Dion. Is it Celine Dion that's saying that? Celine Dion's an amazing singer. I'd be awesome to be able to play with her sometime and have her sing. Like let me play the piano and her sing. That is, maybe someday. I knew that song before I knew the piece. So like in the piece, they never get to the All By Myself part. It's always the when I was young. I never knew that one part. But it never gets to the All By Myself part. But yeah, so I always like whenever I play that or hear it or I was like, you just expect to the All By Myself. He should have written that part in too. It fits. It works really well. That would make the second piano concerto even better. I think maybe. Yeah, the first Rachmaninoff concerto and the last one, 1 and 4, they're almost never played. I don't really know them even. 2 and 3 are the most famous. And he also has like the Paganini variations, which I performed before too. That's the one that has all the variations. Variations. Paganini variations. Yeah, that's the one that has the Paganini variations is the one with all the Rachmaninoff Paganini variations are the ones with all the variation. Yeah, like way to state the obvious, Charlie. It's the one that goes. How does it go? Jeez, how does it go? Oh shoot, my mind is blanking. How does it go? How does it go? Let me see. How does it go? Just want to hear like a bit of it. It's the one that also has the really slow, famous part. Let me mute myself so I can hear just a tiny bit of. Oh yeah. That one. And then it has like, you know, a ton of variations. And then the famous slow part is the one that goes, it goes, I don't remember what key it's in, but it's like, I'm just gonna make up a key. D flat major, yes. I don't know what key is it actually in. I've played the piece before, but it's the thing is when I play, like, if it's not a piece that I play a ton, then like Paganini, Rachmaninoff, slow. Oh yeah, it already shows up. 18th variation. That's the one everyone likes. Let's see. Let's see. What key is it in? Let's see the key. Come on, load. Play, darn it. Oh, I was right. I was right. It is D flat major. I was right. Okay, I'm gonna turn myself off there. Yeah, it was D flat major. How about that? Rachmaninoff knows a good key too. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. You should look it up sometime. I might have a recording of me playing it, but I probably cannot post it, so. For reasons explained earlier. Yeah, sad. Which one's my favorite, Rashad? I don't have one favorite. There's a few I like. I like the Tchaikovsky Concerto. You know, they go, what key is that one? Is that in D flat too? That's one of my favorites to play. Grieg Concerto is also one of my favorites. That one I have a recording on my channel, so check that one. Like a video, like with the. So I played it with the symphony from the hometown of Grieg in Norway. Concerto. I like Shostakovich. Number 2. Something like that. I like. Yeah, those are some of the ones that I like. I think the Rock Second Concerto is really pretty. I've never performed that one. I learned it a few months ago. Remember? Because I just wanted to add it, but I never performed that one. Yeah, there's a lot that I like, but those are some of them. Yeah. All right, let's do the first movement. Let's do it. Do the first movement. How are we time-wise? Oh, we're good. We're good. First movement. Let's see. More coffee. Wow. Oh, timestamp. Remind me, folks. Timestamp, Charlie. Timestamp. 126. That's good enough. 126. Movement 1. All right. Save. All right, let's do it. Ah, play the right notes. Oh, still not very good. A little eyelash on my piano keys. Don't do that. More pointed. It has to be pointed. Ah, pointed, Charlie. This is weak. I want to hear that top note. One time. 1, 2. Left hand. I like how I just play all kinds of other notes that aren't written. That's it. That's the first movement. As you can see, the first movement, I play the first movement a little bit better than the second movement, and I can play that a lot better than the third movement. But it's coming. It's slowly coming. It's coming. We kind of started looking at this a few weeks ago together, I think, and it's better than it was a few weeks ago. So that's good. That's an upward trajectory. That's what we're hoping for. Hey, look, and the sun came out. Isn't that nice? And what I can't wait for is for the weather to get better and I can start going out and doing my lawn stuff. I like that. Especially during I like it even regardless, but especially during like COVID times, you know. Maybe is that what this era is called? The COVID era? I don't know. When you can't really do anything, you going out and working in the yard and mowing the lawn and fertilizing and stuff. That's nice. It's fun. And I enjoyed it even before, but stuff like that. Yeah, I like doing that. All right, what next? Maybe we do an improvisation. I kind of feel like doing one of those. Let's do one. Oh, put this on the floor. Yeah, we'll change the camera angle again. We'll be all fancy. We'll be fancy pants. All right, let's put this up. Let's see. Hang on, folks. We're going a little right here. Oops, come on. Up, wrong knob. There we go. Up, down, lock. Maybe we'll do which angle should we try today? Should we try a farther away one? You guys can still hear because look, there's Molly's wipey over there. That's her foot wipey for when she comes in from the outside. Her yellow wipey. Foot wipey. Alright, we'll try that. Do a farther away one today. What did I click on? Oh, I clicked on something. Okay, let's put this over there so I don't drop it in the piano. That won't fall in the piano. It's okay. That's all right. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh no, someone clicked thumbs down. That's too bad. Maybe they didn't like practicing the piano with Charlie. Oh well. Is the next one here. All right, what are we doing now? Improvisation, right? I think so. What's the timestamp? What's the timestamp? 1:47. All right, we'll do that. Oops. All right. Let's do one. not weird. It was interesting, different, a little different than normal. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's move the camera back. It's doing it really far away. All right. That's probably better. Something like this. All right. Well, we got a lot done today in terms of piano practice with Charlie. The people out there, all you people out there, be sure to hit the like button, hit the thumbs up one. Counteract whoever hit the thumbs down one. Yeah, I don't know why they don't like it. That's too bad. Oh well. Can't please everyone, that's for sure. All right. So let's see, what else we got? I think that's about it. I'm gonna go and eat some food here soon. It's about 11:30. So what else do we got here? Any updates? Not too much. I'm doing that the fundraiser for Hilton Head. That is, I recorded it, and then I'm also going to be in a live thing. I think I don't know how it is. It's going to be a week from Saturday, and it's online for the Hilton Head International Piano Competition, their Bravo Piano fundraiser thing. I don't think it costs anything to watch. Anyway, I'm going to be there live talking for a few minutes, I guess, and then they're going to show like me playing some pieces and stuff. Not quite sure. They're doing all the technical stuff on their end. And yeah, so that's next Saturday. So if you're interested, you can, I guess you can, I think it's free to watch on their website. And that's about the newest stuff. I've got a lot of YouTube videos recorded and ready to kind of go. I'm trying to figure out the best way to upload, like the upload times and the places. Most recently, my last 2 videos ago was I did a BTS one of V, and that got picked up by a fan site or a fan account on Twitter. And so that one kind of blew up really fast. Like that went from like 40 views at 8 a.m. to like, I don't know, like 15, 16, 1700 just a few hours later. Now it's at like 17 something. It really blew up with a lot of big BTS fans. One of the members, V, sings the song that I did a thing to. So that was kind of cool. So if you're watching this and you came, you were introduced to me through that, then welcome. And thanks for subscribing and all that good stuff. And so that was kind of cool. That was this week. That was on Sunday night, Monday. Yeah, I think that was on Monday that it kind of blew up a little bit. So that was in a good way, blew up in a good way. The video, it kind of went off in a good way. Yeah, so that's kind of like the newest updates info, aside from, the regular teaching, practicing, making videos. Videos take so long to make, it's crazy. So I tried to record a whole ton at once and then release them. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to release 4 videos a week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or kind of spread them around. I think it kind of depends. Yeah, so I a lot of times people do once a week, twice a week, once a month. And once a month is too little, at least for now. I don't know, we'll kind of play it by ear. So this week it was like 2 and then this stream. So that'd be like 3 total videos this week. That might be a good number, 2 or 3. Oh, Jake, try to see now that you have an all-around great technique. Is there anything you're strongest, weakest at? Octaves, thirds, repeat notes, runs, leaps, etc. That's a good question. Well, thank you for the compliment about technique. Is there anything more I'm strong or weak at? Nothing that really comes to mind in particular of like really strong or really weak. My technique is not as good as a lot of people's. My consistency isn't as great as some people's. So, I mean, it's good. Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely a lot of people with better technique than me. That's for sure. It's not perfect. There's some things, there's certain things, I guess it trips up a lot of people, like the thirds, etude and thirds. The part where you're doing coming down. This part. That last part, and then the 2 hands. Well, I played it pretty much perfectly there, or pretty close to it. But like sometimes in concerts, like I have like this mental block where I'll like just not be able to play it. coming down like very well, so I'll have to kind of like fake it or smudge it or something like that, or play one hand or something for one or both of those parts. But I think that's kind of like a mental block, because like I can, like at home I can play it, but then sometimes I just can't play it at all. It's like a mental thing. I don't know. It's almost like a mental block sometimes. I'm like playing it in concert. It's weird. Yeah, I don't. Nothing that comes to mind about like something that's particularly strong or weak. But like there's definitely weak parts, and my playing, my technique is not as perfect as some people's. There's definitely people out there who can play technically better and more consistently than I can. Yeah. So there's always room for improvement, but at the same time, like, you know, I want to improve, you know, and I hope that I keep improving and stuff. But there is no perfection, right? There's like even if you, you know, no matter how much you practice it, it's not going to be perfect. It never will be. So you want to keep improving, but you know, like sometimes there's a, I don't know why. Sometimes there's a good enough. You know, there's like that saying that like perfection is some saying it's kind of like perfection is the blocker of good enough or something. What is that saying? There's a saying. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Maybe that's it. Or success. What is the saying? Perfection is the enemy of progress. Winston Churchill. Maybe that's it. Or perfect is the enemy of good. This one, CFRA.Vegas, I don't know what that website is, but they say perfection is the enemy of progress. And they say it's from Winston Churchill. And there's a Wikipedia article, perfect is the enemy of good. And there's probably some truth there, right? Like if you don't want to release anything or do anything until it's perfect, well then you'll probably never ever be able to do much of anything or release much of anything, because there is no perfection. There's always better, right? Like you can always be a little better or do something a little bit better or whatever. So at a certain point, it's got to be kind of good enough. And then, you know, you hope that you keep improving even after good enough, whatever bar you set is good enough. But yeah, I think that there's no such thing as like perfection except, you know, God, right? Yeah, God's the only thing that's perfect. Everything else is not perfect. And I sure am not perfect. And especially when it comes to the piano. But anyway, that's a good question. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, all y'all. Sorry about the delay when I was starting out. You know, I started a little bit late here. But thank you for hanging out. And we'll do this again sometime, hopefully soon. And keep watching those YouTube videos. If you haven't subscribed, I think most of you on here are probably subscribed. But if you aren't, you know, subscribe, hit the like button, and all that stuff, because the algorithm is fickle sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Stay safe and healthy, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.